but two yang waters. That's like having two oceans in my year, month, day, and hour birth. One is more than enough for anyone, but I've got two. I'm telling you, it is something that I now know that I have to set myself up a little bit different each and every day, whether it be putting a bubble around myself or putting up energetic shields of boundaries and having boundaries. So if you have a lot of water and potentially not enough of the other elements, then the tears may flow. You may be overly sensitive. But when you can go, okay, I can own that. That's part of who I am versus a defect. It's not a defect. Right. How lovely that you're sensitive. But anyway, that can show up. I've had people say, oh, I just get so emotional in meetings. But that's why. It's because you were born with these elements. And so the things that you potentially can do, there's always corrective measures. Are you willing to do them? So grounding yourself, making sure that you're, again, sitting in the most vibrant areas. If you're sitting in an area that's a little bit challenging, that's going to bubble up even that much more. So also when you're looking at, when I start working with somebody, the first thing that I want them to do is send me their goals. And looking at their goals, I look at their chart from a long-term perspective and that annual year in which we're consulting, right? What things can they do absolutely this year, and they must do because that energy only hangs out for a year, and what are things that might be better to put off, if you will. So it really is, again, and I like to work with people who use all three. Really the only one you really can only, if you're working with me, is doing the metadata. But once you bring in feng shui, we have to bring in your personal. Once we bring in your time blazer, we have to bring in the personal. The time blazer is all, it's mostly automated, but I'm telling you, if you've got a big launch coming up, maybe you're getting married, maybe you are, it's like the event of a lifetime that you want to launch, it probably transcends what a DIY calendar can do for you, especially if it involves another person, because you need to match those two people up and find a day that matches both and they don't harm one or the other. So that's typically how I would work with somebody. It's really starting with, what do you want? If you don't know what you want, it's very hard to set up your space to achieve it because you don't even know. So really defining their goals. Are they realistic?